Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? This is John Mason. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and that is a time we pay our respects to all the women in our lives, our mothers, and our wives, and our girlfriends, and our sisters, and every other woman we come across. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. And if we want the best for the women in our lives, we must protect their reproductive rights. There are all these states going around that places the most onerous restrictions on abortions. Like, you can only have an abortion after so many weeks before you even know, the woman even knows that there's a fetus inside of her. And you remembered Katie Britt, the senator from Arkansas, who had this very bad case of ham acting after Biden's State of the Union address. Is that the best the Republicans can do? Well, anyway, she has this bright idea of a database. She's proposing this bill that would establish a database for all women who are pregnant. Hello, 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 John Mason. How is everybody? Ooh, what a week. What a week. Where do I start? The Senate voted to reopen the federal government, but the cost was health insurance. There's no funding for going to the new year for SNAP, for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, or Medicaid, which means millions of people are going to lose their health coverage, which means people who shouldn't have to die of cancer or measles or some other disease or get treatment for an accident, they're not going to get the help they need. And 8 Democratic senators who fought, 7 Democrats and 1 independent. That would include our own John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, but to vote alongside of the Republicans to reopen the government. And they think they're playing the moderate. You know the term the moderate, like accept the word of the other side and they will reopen. Really? No, really. They'll reopen. They'll talk about funding health insurance. Really? Yeah, really. But they renege on it. I'm sick of it when the so-called moderates get played for suckers. It affects all of us in this country. We have to suffer because of their bad decisions. And the idea, the days of backdoor dealing, sitting in the club or in the restaurant, working something out, those days are gone. Moderation won't work with these guys. They've gone to the extreme. So it's a matter of a quick Google search, find the names of the 8 senators who double-cross the American people and vote them out. Know their name and spread their shame. But some good news. Finally, Adelita Grajalva has finally been sworn in as a member of the House of Representatives, so she can represent the her constituents in her district in Arizona. And she's also the one signature they need to sign the petition for the release of the Epstein files. And that's got Donnie sweating. Getting back to health insurance, please get in touch with your representative or Congress member and let them know health insurance is a necessity, not a luxury. We gotta have funding for ACA and Medicaid. Now, getting back to the subject. The Epstein files that the Justice Department have are not released. However, the emails that Epstein had with Ghislaine Maxwell about what he thought about Trump and ex-Prince Andrew. Just plain old Mr. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And Epstein said that Trump was the evilest person he ever came across. Is Epstein saying that? The country's most infamous child trafficker. Epstein talking about how Trump would spend hours with a girl. That's how evil Donald Trump is. And there are these Christian nationalist elements that talk about him like he's an agent of God, God's chosen one for America, all that. And even a lot of Republicans are turning against Trump and the Epstein issue. See, they paid attention, if Trump hadn't, to the elections on November 4th. Democrats won all these important races, like mayor of New York and governor of Virginia, governor of New Jersey, the 3 state Senate races, retention elections in Pennsylvania, the redistricting amendment in California, and various little other lower on the ballot races that their seats were held by Republicans forever, and they suddenly flipped Democrat. They knew what it was about, and the politicians realized that Trump is going to be a liability, and they're insisting that he release the Epstein files and come clean with his relationship with Epstein. How is he going to react? Is he going to be referred to his usual mode, be this drooling, walking zombie who doesn't know what's going on? And questions are finally becoming public about his mental health, or lack thereof. Dementia, the Adderall, all that. So let's keep the heat up. Stay on members of Congress, stay on our senators, stay on all of our elected officials, and organize. Just like they're organizing in standing up to the ICE agents. I always put up these videos on my social media. Plain ordinary people like storekeepers, plain citizens, yelling at ICE agents to get out of here. Let's keep it up. And speaking of organizing, tonight I will be celebrating the awards, joining in the celebration of Philipposh, the Philadelphia Area Project for Occupational Safety and Health. Full disclosure, I'm on the board. We will have our awards ceremony to working people who have been helpful, instrumental in advancing the cause of workers' safety and health. I remember in the 70s, this crazy ass radio station manager in his editorials raving about OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, as some sort of oppressive Gestapo thing. Like the right of workers to go to the job at night, do their job in a nice, safe environment, without danger of things falling on them and toxic chemicals giving them cancer and coming back home alive. How can that be such a controversy? Workers are not expendable. These corporate overlords act like they're expendable, but we're not. We're human beings worthy of happiness, worthy of a healthy life. So, get organized and stay organized for the fight ahead. Okay, I'm all talked out. Now, advertisements. All this work I do on my media, my blog, this podcast, my YouTube channel, my fiction, my poetry, they're all work. And I need money to help keep it going. I pay money to get my material on all these platforms. I need to be compensated for them, and also to be able to raise it up to a higher level. So, please get on my website, johnomason.com, and click either the PayPal button or the Buy Me a Coffee button, and see what you can give. I would appreciate it. And also, my novel, Soldier of the Cross, is available on Amazon.com. It's the story of David Lucas, who, as a young man in the early 60s, is a drunk and a horde chaser and a school bully. He gets in trouble in the army, comes out of the army a fanatical born-again Christian, just wanting to be a manly man for Jesus. But how he goes about it lands him into trouble. Please look it up. Soldier of the Cross on Amazon.com. And also, Himperific is a lovely little CBD product store located on Snyder Avenue near 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you'll find some of the finest cannabis-infused products. Gummies and candies and flour and drinks and teas and hand sanitizer, lip balm, and dog treats. Yep, dog treats. Look them up, please. HemperificLLC.com. And also my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is excellent in helping you develop your professional career or small business. Let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs and professionals. Please look her up. growwithsnow.com. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's take ourselves a nice break. We deserve it after all we've been through during the week. That's one thing about activists. That's a little trouble that's been noticed about activists, the need for self-care. They need to sit down and relax and take a break and chill. We owe it to ourselves. Whatever you do, whatever walk of life you're in, you deserve a break. Okay? All right. I bid you a nice weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Bye.